Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Zombie Soundwave here, and today I wanted to talk about some of the things that I did not like during the Black Ops 7 reveal. And this isn't really going to be in any particular order. I'm just going to kind of, talk about a few of the different things that I didn't like. I have a video up currently that is some of the things that I did like that I really liked about the Black Ops 7 reveal. So if you want, you can go ahead and go check that out. It's already posted on the channel, so yeah, I'm gonna just jump straight into this. So to begin with, I want to start with the weapons, because they confirmed that with Warzone they're going to be integrating all 4 games weapons together. So that's going to be Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 6, and Black Ops 7. And this is something that I think that's hard to know what the implications are exactly going to be for that, because we've seen the guns added in the past, but I mean, some of these guns are getting quite old at this point. Modern Warfare 2 guns just aren't really even viable currently. I think there was a point last season where the M13B or the M13C could be used a little bit, but it didn't compete with the GPR or the Cypher last season. So I mean, you could do well with it if you were good, but ultimately the Modern Warfare 2 weapons just can't compete with, the Black Ops 6 weapons, or even really the Modern Warfare 3 weapons. And speaking of the Modern Warfare 3 weapons, a lot of them aren't even super viable since we've gotten Black Ops 6. I just think it's going to continue to make Warzone feel very bloated if we continue to have this many games attached to it. I know it doesn't really do a whole lot because we don't really have them in the loot pool, so most people probably are just not going to use them anyway. But I also feel we're just we have so much baggage on this Warzone, and I don't really know what the answer is, because I don't really think that they should probably introduce another Warzone, do a Warzone 3.0 or whatever. But I don't know really what the answer is to that problem currently. But yeah, it's just a concern I have. I don't really know what the correct answer is for sure, but I do think having that many weapons is kind of an issue. Alright, on to my second thing that I did not like, and this is where things are going to get a little probably controversial, but I'm someone who actually has enjoyed open world zombies, and I also enjoy round based zombies. And this mode that they're showing, I don't think they have a name for it yet. It's supposedly round based, but is trying so hard to be open world zombies. And I'm getting kind of tired of this. I feel like this is exactly what we did with Vanguard. The second that there's a open world mode that people like, and then we go back to round based, we do this weird hybrid mode. And I think the game's worse off for it. Just commit to doing round based modes, or just commit to doing open world modes, or do both. But this hybrid thing, this doesn't make anyone happy. It's boring. It's going to be a mode that doesn't really fully feel like round based, and it's not going to fully feel like open world, and no one's really going to be happy for it. I mean, maybe it'll be fun, I don't know, but looking back at Vanguard and seeing how that mode, no one really seemed happy with it. People that liked open world didn't like it, people that liked round based didn't care for it. I just don't think it's going to be a viable solution to the zombies issue. And I know that I just think they'd be better off doing an actual mode, whether that's round based or open world, committing to that. And maybe down the road we're going to get just straight round based maps after this, or maybe we'll get round based maps after this and we'll get an outbreak mode on Avalon. I don't really know what they're going to do, but maybe that's enough. But I just feel right now we're kind of in this limbo point again with zombies, and I don't really know what the right answer is to fixing that. But yeah, this I feel we just keep getting these half-baked experiences, and we just came off of BO6 where people liked the gameplay, but there were aspects that they still didn't like about the gameplay, and there were parts that they didn't like with the story and stuff, and I'm just not sure this is going to satisfy people. Alright, and speaking of people not being satisfied with what Call of Duty is doing, carry forward. So for carry forward, I'm just not sure what to even say about this. For me, I'm not as bothered by some of the crossover stuff as some people are. I don't really love the Beavis and Butthead stuff. I just think that's too cartoony. Like I've said, the Ninja Turtle stuff at least blends. It's at least using the art style. I know that they're giant turtles and it doesn't make sense, but there's like a suspension of disbelief that I can at least do with the Ninja Turtles. For Beavis and Butthead, it's just like they're so cartoony and so weird and out of place looking that it's wild. I at least like that they're waiting until season 1 to implement, like, you know, the cosmetic stuff. I'm sure that it's not what people want, but I guess they at least met us a fourth of the way on it. I don't know. This is just something that I wanted to throw in here because, well, it's not something that bothers me as much. It still bothers me that we're going to be getting certain aspects of these skins, like, you know, the Beavis and Butthead, the American Dad, that kind of stuff bothers me. I'm hoping maybe we see a decrease in that in Black Ops 7. And, you know, right now, those skins are brand new, so hopefully maybe by the time Black Ops 7 comes out, people will be using them less, and people won't be as into them, and we won't get any more of them. But yeah, it's just, I don't know what to do with Carry Forward. I like the idea. I get why it's beneficial for people who have spent money, but some of these skins just don't work, and at least they're waiting until season 1. I guess that's all I can really say about it, outside of, like, I get why people are upset. I think Activision is going to probably have to find a solution, like either adding some kind of filter or giving people some, you know, maybe you pay a certain amount of money, like, you know, you buy some kind of, like, bundle that changes all of the operators to soldiers. I don't know. They're gonna have to figure out something though to get around this, because I think this is something that's going to continue to plague, like, the existence of Call of Duty until somebody at Activision figures out a way to fix this problem. But yeah, I think that solution is probably coming sooner than later, because this seems to be a really popular talking point, and it seems like they keep getting, you know, like Battlefield called them out for Nicki Minaj, and I don't know. I think they're gonna have to do something soon. All right, and for my last thing, it's campaign. I'm really excited about the campaign. I'm excited about the end game stuff, but I am a little worried about the story. I'm hoping that the story isn't Black Ops 3 in the sense of it being like too over the top and too weird. I'm hoping they find a way to make it a balanced, good story. But I'm worried that a lot of the story is going to be in David Mason's head. And that just, I want the story to both be psychological and interesting, but I also want it to have value and actually tell a good story and have, like, compelling moments that are also happening outside in the real world that, you know, have impact, have consequences, move, you know, the story forward. And I think we can still have the psychological mind, you know, palace stuff, just to you know, do more interesting things and to show us who David Mason is, and to show us who the other characters are, you know, internally as well. But yeah, I'm hopeful that they don't get too into the weeds on it, and we don't have another BO3 where the story just gets too wacky and too weird, and really there's not a whole lot of consequences to the actions of what happens in the campaign. But yeah, that's just something that I'm slightly concerned about. But really, I don't have a whole lot of evidence other than I just feel like we've seen a lot of stuff in David Mason's mind, like a lot of weird scenery that obviously shows that we're dealing with something very psychological and you know, not in the real world. So yeah, I'm just hopeful that they can pull out a good story and that we get a really good campaign. So that's pretty much it. I want to thank you all for listening to, you know, my ramblings of things that I didn't like in the Black Ops 7 reveal, you know, from what we saw. I'm hoping that you liked this. I tried to kind of do a level-headed take. I didn't really strongly dislike stuff. I just wanted to kind of get a couple things out and, you know, get kind of a discussion going. So if you liked this video, please consider leaving a like, you know, subscribing to the channel, leaving a comment. Any of that stuff really helps the channel. And, you know, I'd be happy to talk in the comments about, you know, things that you liked and didn't like. So, you know, leave some comments and, you know, we can talk about it. All right, everybody have a good day. Peace out. Nice. Excellent.